Good morning, good morning. What a wonderful morning. I take this glorious moment to thank the good Lord for giving me this wonderful chance to reflect on the power of faith beyond our uncertainty. When we talk about uncertainty, it's things that we don't know. We are anxious, we are afraid what's next, what will happen, who's going all these systems. So you start with us out of the name of Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So today I'm going to touch briefly in the Word, the whole Word, our faith helps to conquer many things. Throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament, faith has done great things. We look at the story of Abraham in the Old Testament. Abraham believed beyond reason and uncertainty that even if it was to offer his son Isaac as a sacrificial lamb, the Lord was to be a provider. He put in mind, although it was over 100 years, but it's the Lord who gave him the child Isaac. And the Lord demanded the same token. But the beauty was that Abram believed and was ready to give what belonged to God. Let's examine what Abram did. The Lord demands what belongs to him because it's the Lord who promises and God keeps his promises. So the unique part that Abram prayed that God would do this because God had already given him a promise and says, Abram, look to the east, to the north, to the west, and to the south. Your descendant will be like the sand in the sea and the stars in heaven. And then the Lord, the same God, says, I'll take away. God tests Abram, but Abram prevailed. Brethren, we see Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In the Old Testament, they are in Babylon. And imagine that you're going to be thrown in the furnace of fire. Either you are going to be hanged or you're going to be destroyed. They believed, they repented of their sinful nature, and they were not afraid, but they kept the promise and sought the promise of God. Do not abandon your mercy for us. Think of faith. They had faith beyond uncertainty. Look at the story of Daniel. Daniel in the Old Testament. He is in Babylon and he has been accused because he was not obeying the orders of human orders, but he was revealing the living God. What happened? He's thrown in the pit of lions. Imagine you thrown in the fireplace. You thrown where there's evil, there's laws, there's everything. But he believed beyond reason and doubt. The Lord protected him. That's the power of faith. Look at Jonah, a man, a prophet of God. Jonah has lain away from the Lord, but the Lord has made him to come back. And now, when he is down there, Jonah had faith. He believed that if you throw me there, everything will be okay. That is how we face the storms of our life, of uncertainty with faith. Let's draw another parallel example in the New Testament. We look in the Bible. We see the disciples of Jesus. They are in the boat and Jesus is laying down, he's sleeping. And because he's asleep and he's the master, the disciples are growing weary. They are afraid. What is going to happen? The waves of the sea, they are violent. And now, what happens? They call upon Jesus Christ and say, Master, Master, wake up. You don't care we are perishing. And Jesus wakes up. He rebukes them and tells them, you of little faith. And he rebukes the sea. The violent waves stand still. That is faith, the power of faith. Let's also examine the Amrotic woman. A woman who was sick for 12 years. One unique thing about this woman is that she did all things that were possible under the blue sky and the planet Earth. And she spent a lot of money. She believed she did all she could think of. But one thing, when he heard that Jesus was coming, he said, if I can only touch the cross of Jesus, I can be healed. So we see faith beyond uncertainty, faith beyond fear, faith beyond belief. She believed and it manifested within her. When she touched, she was healed. Even the disciples, when Jesus asked, somebody has touched me. And the disciples said, Master, there have been many people walking around. When the power of God touches you, because of our faith, she was healed. Let's also examine the story of Zacchaeus. He's a tax collector. And you can imagine this person is a short in stature, and he has heard that Jesus is passing through Jericho. And one thing, Zacchaeus leaned. There was a sycamore tree. He leaned forward and climbed up there because he knew that Jesus was passing by. Because the crowd was so a lot of people, he could have not reached there. But he had faith that if I can only climb up there and watch, I can see him. That's the power of faith. Faith beyond reason and doubt. Faith beyond uncertainty. The power of faith. Let's also examine. Let us also examine. The centurion is a Roman soldier, and his servant is dying. And then one thing, he requests something. He comes to Jesus because he knows that Jesus has power over nature. And by the word of command, because he had such a faith, that if he can say one word, his servant will be healed. Imagine Jesus healing such a word from the centurion, a Roman soldier. He said, I have never seen faith in Israel like this. And before the man went back, his servant was healed. Think of the story of Lazarus. In the New Testament, Lazarus was a friend of Jesus and mother. And you can imagine that mother, they go to Jesus and say, Master, my brother is dead. You see, he's just asleep. Jesus comes and he says, Lazarus, get up. The power of faith. You can imagine the power of faith. It is through faith we achieve things. It's through faith we manifest hope. It is through faith we see many good things happen in our life. How will you manifest faith? Faith is believing without seeing. Some people, like Thomas in the Bible, wanted to touch Jesus and say, if only I can touch and feel, then I can believe. But Jesus said, blessed are those who believe without touching and seeing. So, brethren, let us have our faith. Faith conquers mountains. With faith, you can tell even mountains to move from one point to another. What are these mountains we are talking about? They're the challenges of our time, the problems that we face in life, the diseases, the family issues, and all kinds of problems that people encounter. Even the challenges of our time, our modern time, if we only have faith and trust in the power and the providence of God, all will be still. That is faith. Faith. So, what is wrong with our generation is that our faith is weak. If we have faith, the Lord will fulfill his divine providence. The Lord will fulfill his promises. Because Jesus, when he comes, he is the Prince of Peace. Peace, peace, peace. He says, my peace I leave you. Therefore, go and make disciples of my home. He preached peace to them. He's a master of events. Brethren, I pray that your faith will increase abundantly and you will be more than conquerors. May the Lord be with you in Jesus Christ, and may the faith and the love of Jesus Christ be upon you. Amen.